Folks, in the bottom right, in the blue here of this matchup for first place in the WTL, he is the G5L champion. His name is Maru. And in the upper left, the bringer of the greatest peace, Maximus himself. Ugh. He is MaxPax. You know, sometimes we try to go for epic intros because that is exactly what this matchup deserves and entails, and then we realize that we've been casting literally all weekend, and it is 9 o'clock on a Sunday, and we flub it all. Unfortunate, but look at this. Maru opening with a Proxy Reaper in this game one, and that should surprise absolutely no one, because that is what Maru does. The question really, actually, because this was the meta of TVP in the Katowice shortly before, shortly after period, where players would go and they would Proxy Reaper on the other side, they would Proxy Reaper in the middle of the map, they would do Macarax. It was all over the place. And the argument was effectively that the Protoss had to open so defensively that it kind of worked out regardless. And you just had a bunch of slight variations and slight tweaks based on how much damage you wanted to do, how much you wanted to commit. But Maru, he's going Phil Nelson here. He's got the whole chalupa, the full enchilada on the other side of the map. And he's got a Reaper. This bunker, by the way, is intensely painful for MaxPax if it does go up, because this bunker, by being in the mineral line, denies, well, you deny the entire mineral line anyways if you're behind it, but it denies really any, it denies any shield battery from that pylon position. So MaxPax is going to have to drop a second pylon. He's going to have to drop a shield battery elsewhere, and this just denies mining for MaxPax even longer. Meanwhile, of course, Reapers in the main base, it's only one, but no one ever accused Maru of having shoddy micro, so he's going to get one probe down at the start. But good micro here from MaxPax for the moment. He only does lose one, and Maru's waiting for that second Reaper before he really starts to have fun, because, well, it's math, folks. One Reaper takes 6 shots to kill a probe. 2 Reapers take 3. Man, when I see people talking about cheese, though, I cannot help but think, or think about the, what is it, the Cheez-Its commercial, where you have the Cheez-Its, you know, say, I want to be the cheesiest, coach. The fact that no one has turned that into a meme I need to add that to a soundboard. Yeah, that is just too good. But anyways, Reapers now. Really, it's only one worker dead for MaxPax for the moment. Maru, I thought he got the bunker up, but I guess it was denied at the last second by the Zealot popping out. So Maru leaps onto the high ground, I believe, saw the fact that there is Stargate on the way, and he's also going to see the Stalkers and the Zealot on the other side of the map. MaxPax, he's not daunted by the fact that this is the GSL season, or the G5L champion, the most recent GSL champion. And he's just going to run across the map, trying to deny and delay this natural as long as he can. SCV will fall, and the natural will not complete. So yes, 2 probes have fallen on the other side, but the Cyclone now is going to get lifted here. Zealous get right on top of any repairing SCV, and the Cyclone has now fallen. Here come Reapers, though, and there's a second Cyclone looking for a lock on Maru, trying to stabilize, and the Stalker will fall. The Zealot has already fallen, but still, MaxPax denied that natural for a good bit of time. He killed a Cyclone. He got a couple Marines, and the game goes on. MaxPax, though, I think it's only one Stalker, okay, no, he's got a second Stalker. He's gonna look for the lock on once again. The Viking is the only anti-air, and that's gonna be another dead Cyclone. Reapers, they're doing what they can, and actually they kill off a Stalker here because they're just really not dealt with, and the Cyclone gets a good lock on the Phoenix as well. But here comes the Phoenix once again. MaxPax really trying so damn hard to snowball this game. The Phoenix stays alive. Viking has to land again because it is so low, and the SCVs have to get pulled off the line. MaxPax feels like he is so close to snowballing this, but he never has quite enough, and instead Maru, he's able to move out on the map. His SCV stabilized him just enough, and MaxPax does not have a third base. Yes, he's up 8 workers, but at this stage in the game, that's not terrible. The big deal, though, is Maru has not been able to develop his tech as well as he would like. We do not have a stim on the way. We do have 111, sure, but don't have quite the level of tech development that Maru would like. And I think he started to realize that any sort of push, despite this being Moondance and that being a pretty damn pushable map, he's not going to make it. He's not going to be allowed to do it. Not with a Phoenix on the map, not with the Assumed charge, although MaxPax is in fact going Phoenix Colossus instead. So he's got his third base on the way, on the pocket base. Oh no, that Phoenix stays alive. One more shot, 12 HP. Okay, so Phoenix now out on the map. I'm actually somewhat surprised to not see a Robobay go down. It's an Immortal, sure, and MaxPax, having an Immortal is nice, but it seems like MaxPax wants to try to go for a break here before he would get to that level of tech. He's got a decent amount of Phoenix. Although the Cyclones there, with two of them, they can be rather powerful indeed. Looking for that lock-on, gets the low Phoenix. Bunker here prevents the Stalkers from moving in because, folks, there is no blink and tank on the high ground as well. MaxPax, he's looking for an opening, but there is no Terran in the world better at bunkering up, turtling down, and really any matchup than Maru. Maybe TY held a candle to that flame, but TY is in the military, so that does not matter. There we go. We finally do have the Robobay on the way. This will be Phoenix Colossus from MaxPax coming in eventually. And the lack of Widow Mines in Mineral Lines, the lack of missile turrets defending this does mean that Maru is starting to lose some number of workers. But he's on 3 bases. He's got triple mules. And with the Cyclone Viking here, oh, he's going to get a lock on. Dropping a scan maybe, but no, there's the lift. Even still, the Cyclones, they get decent lock-ons. But Stalkers here, they're going to try to knock down as much as they can. Vikings get one more shot, but not enough here. Phoenix stays alive. All the Cyclones are dead. One Viking remains, I think. But now there's a lot less agency on the map for Maru right now. Even as he does do a good job, he knocks that Overseer or that Observer down. But even still, Maru losing those Cyclones and those Vikings makes any sort of defensive later on, any sort of normal defense later on, just a little bit more difficult. Although MaxPax, for now, we finally have missile turrets on the field. This pressure he's trying to enforce on Mineral Lines, not as powerful as it once was, because A, the Phoenix fell, and B, there are missile turrets there now. And certainly the Phoenix are getting rather bruised as well, so they can't sustain the damage from a missile turret as long as they might have been able to do a minute and a half ago. But that's fine for MaxPax because he does have his 4th base on the way, staying up economically on top of Maru as well as he can. Charges on the way, extended thermal lance, and +1. So that's going to be the timing really where we see MaxPax try to do something on the map. For now, it's pressure, it's aggression, it's keeping the Terran down, it's making him feel uncomfortable. But MaxPax doesn't want to take a fight, not until he has 3 to 4 Colossus. He has extended thermal lance. He's got charge for the Zealots to make it so that Maru can't stem on top of this army. +1 to make them a little bit more powerful. Look at this. Never mind, that's just an armory. What am I saying? I thought that was a fusion core. I was going to talk about how Maru was going into quick liberators, but no. Just the armory. Maru's getting into quick 2-2 as his 1-1 does complete. And no, Kabuki, it really is. Phoenix unit design is actually really good. I'm a fan. Plus, the lift does more than just damage, though, right? It gives them so much cool utility in terms of being able to save your own units by lifting them and by taking them out of the fight. They're units that are powerful in oblique ways. There's not just, oh wow, that has more damage, or it has more shields, but have this really cool utility that takes creativity to use properly. I'm always a fan of things like that, but here comes MaxPax. Once again, he has all of his upgrades. His +1 is done, charge is done, extend thermal lance is done. So he's here posturing, denying the 4th base just by his very presence. But it looks like he wants to do more than just deny the 4th base as he starts to posture forward. But a tank shot looks like it will dissuade him from that idea for the time being. But it's always scary. Oh, there's a dead Phoenix. That's a bit unfortunate here. Another one will get very low. It's always scary letting Maru just survive, letting him not die, because you know that eventually he's gonna do something miraculous. So that is why we see MaxPax continue to posture here. Maru drops the scan, realizes that, okay, well, my opponent is still there. But remember, folks, MaxPax, by his posture, is denying the concept of a 5th base or even a 4th base from Maru. MaxPax, he does have 4. He's got his 5th base on the way. He's up 22 workers. So he's going to start to have enough money where he can start to attack into this meat grinder over and over and over again and sacrifice Zealots to the cause. They're only minerals. No one cares. I guess the Zealots' mothers cares. But actually, canonically, according to the lore, Zealots don't die. When you see that whiff of something pop up, that is them teleporting back to the mothership. So when the suit gets breached, they get emergency recalled effectively. So technically, even if the Zealots die, they don't die. But here comes MaxPax moving in. One tank will fall immediately. And the problem is, though, these Phoenix, their time is done. They were EMP'd. They do not get the lifts on the tanks. One Colossus is disabled, so MaxPax, he gets a tank. I guess maybe a little bit more, but he loses all of his Phoenix. And his army gets pretty heavily EMP'd in general. He's going to move forward once again. And the vision he's got here is fantastic. He knows that there's no 4th base on the position he's at. He knows there's no 4th base on the 3 o'clock position because there is a Zealot there. And that is really his only goal. He wants to fight Maru where he can, but he's just trying to deny this base because Maru will just run out of money eventually. Was that a Warp Prism? I think a Warp Prism went down. Might have been an Observer. Not sure. So MaxPax continues to deny Maru money, and while Maru is mining a respectable amount at this point, he will start to mine out of the main, of the natural, and of the third, because first of all, the third only has 6 mineral patches, only has 1 gas, and second of all, he's a Terran. He has mules. That is not the happiest thing. But oh, look at this here. MaxPax trying to set up a concave. It does not work. He triggers it too early, and he pulled the army back at the wrong time. But luckily, he was still fine. He still pulls back, and this is Maru for you, folks. You give him an inch, he takes an absolute mile. He already has himself set up here on the 4th base. Tanks are sieged. He has structures going down, so the Zealots will not charge appropriately. He has 4 orbitals in that main base. He can drop a Mule Hammer in the extreme. MaxPax, though, tried to take a fight, and it does not seem like it worked out for him all that well. Zealots looking for the run by, but the Planetary is already here. Tanks are defending this position. Maru has this 4th base. MaxPax will not be able to break it for quite a while now. And so Maru progresses into this game, and this is what you are terrified of if you're the Protoss player. This is what you're terrified of in general if you're playing against Maru. He's bought himself 6 minutes in the game right now just by taking this extra base, especially with how many orbitals he has. He's got 3 more command centers on the way. So MaxPax moving on to the next stage of the game. Once again, he's got additional starports on, or stargates on the way. He's got a fleet beacon on the way. He's getting +1 air. He's getting blink for his DTs, 3-2 on the ground, disruptors. He has so much money, but breaking into this position is so hard without some repositioning ability like what Vipers are. So Zealot now soaking a lot of tank shots, but you're gonna need to do more than that one. MaxPax need to attack maybe even from 3 sides, but that's so hard to do on this map. Moondance is such a good map for turtles, and Maru is the ultimate turtle indeed. So we're gonna see this base. It looks like it may get knocked down here. There we go. Forced to cancel with the disruptor. But MaxPax, his opponent's maxed out, and this army supply for Maru, it's 30 supply more, because again, MaxPax is on 96 workers. Maru's army will always be stronger, but oh, that's nice. Colossus is starting to actually be the siege units that they are supposed to be, knocking down, at least doing damage to that factory. As a couple of Vikings will fall. Stalkers blink forward. How the hell do you break Maru? That is the most important question, a question that players ask themselves over and over again, and the answer normally is you don't. You have to wait for him to make a mistake, and that's the hope, but MaxPax continues to advance his tech. Carriers now on the way 3x3, and carriers can actually be, with enough support, carriers that are very good against bio. The Marines are just not tanky enough. So you do need a hefty Viking count, and then that is something that MaxPax can maybe try to punish. But MaxPax actually taken a more respectable fight here than he has been for a while. He does get a couple Marines, but the tanks knock down his disruptors, and that is not a fair trade. So Maru trying to take his 5th base now very quickly after it took him 10-11 minutes to get his 4th base. It took him 3 minutes to get the 5th. And yeah, you're right, external punch Maru would be so great at the abilities. Oh, big disruptor shot, but no, the ghost dodge. He still gets plenty of bio, and MaxPax is starting to find some way in. But as I say that, he lost so much to the Vikings. He lost so much to the tanks. I thought that was actually going to be really good, but our observer didn't show us the rest of the fight where MaxPax lost so much. But he maxes pretty much immediately, and MaxPax, at least with the Dark Templar, is able to deny this from happening. EMP's blanket the army, but tanks continue to fall. Disruptor, oh, not going to get all that much though. MaxPax does have to back up here. He's losing tech, but Maru's supply is starting to shrink pretty heavily, in fact. And MaxPax, he's able to remax. Carrier starting to join the fray, and with the Vikings all down, this is, or enough to matter. There are 2 Vikings on the field. This pressure for MaxPax is really starting to bear some fruit. Maru, he does have 4 bases, sure, but he muled that 4th base pretty hard. It's going to start to run out of money soon enough, even if it has only been, say, 4 minutes since he took it. And the DTs are denying that 5th base. MaxPax putting on so much pressure here on the right side. Zealots charge in once again, but the problem is the carriers, they don't release all their interceptors all at once. MaxPax needed to attack, say, something on the right side, then sweep him over. So interceptors did fall in a way that you don't necessarily want them to, as now we will see another tank continue to go down. DT is finding so much value, but luckily for Maru, he has scans for days and nights, and maybe days and nights again. He has so many orbitals in this game. And it does feel that as much as you always worry about the turtle from Maru bearing fruit, it is starting to feel that MaxPax is starting to win the economic war in a way that he was not earlier. Yes, he's always had more money, but he's starting to actually be able to trade that money out properly and use that money to build tangible game state leads rather than just having more money. And by the way, folks, talking about having more money here, MaxPax is on 101 probes. That actually may be too many, because carriers are so supply intensive that it's hard to have the carriers that you need to win the fight and the army to buffer for your opponent's anti-carrier force. But the interesting thing though is Maru's just going for more bio on the ground. He doesn't seem to want his disruptor is going to get, oh, that's actually a nice shot there, but there's no second disruptor to kill the tanks. He doesn't seem to be going for Vikings, which is the typical approach. Vikings kill the carriers, and you have Ghost there just to make sure things go down quicker. He's just leaning into Ghost bio even harder. Alabo StarCraft, it's 101. It's 101 probes. Excuse you. But here comes MaxPax moving forward. There's a couple tanks here. This concave is pretty terrifying. The Stalkers blink to the right side. Now here come Disruptor or shots on the left. And actually, they don't hit all that well. I thought they were going to be really good because Maru wasn't microing, but it just doesn't do much of anything. Yeah, that nuke, he was hoping MaxPax was going to run into it. He was hoping MaxPax was going to pull a solar, but MaxPax is not solar. MaxPax, though, trying to find his way up this ramp. I feel like he needs to knock these rocks down. And he has enough agency to make that happen, but getting up the ramp like this just feels really hard. But look at this. MaxPax going back into Colossus play. I think he started to realize that that Maru has started to so heavily lean into his bio play. Even not that many tanks, that the Colossus are going to start to be even more powerful, especially against all these Marines needed to deal with the carriers. And that's going to be a nice shot there from the Disruptor, but MaxPax does have to be careful, because if he gets too far forward, the bio of Maru steams right on top of him, and if he fights too far away, all the interceptors go down with no support. So there's this very thin zone where MaxPax can take the fight efficiently. But of course, we talk about things being efficient or not. Does MaxPax care about efficiency? He is mining literally double the mineral income, double the gas income too. Maru is struggling to hold on to his 5th base. MaxPax is on, what is that? He's on 9 bases. He's on 101 probes, but here comes the pressure coming in once again. Shot's gonna kill a tank. That's always nice. That's funny, just MaxPax goes in, takes a sliver off Maru and goes again. Those of you that have been around StarCraft long enough will remember the name Thorzane, the Spoon Terran. Well, MaxPax is being Spoon Protoss in this game. He's taking just bits and bobs, some tiny little paper cut slices out of Maru over and over again, because that's how you have to dissect a turtling Terran like this one. So interceptors go out trying to get as many stuff as they can. That's actually a nice disruptor shot, and a second one as well. Wait a minute, this is pushable now, coming in from MaxPax if he realizes Not enough bio, but the rest of the army of Maru arrives, and MaxPax does have to back up. He doesn't have quite enough interceptors. Yeah, Claude DD1. So the way this works is there are 3 set best of 2s. Both teams send out a list of players. So they say MaxPax is going to play map 1, or Maru is going to play map 1. And then after they send out their players, WTL releases what is going to be the first map of every series. So Moondance's map was map 1 of every best of 7 that is played this week. As again, we see these zoning nukes go out. For the second time, it's not going to work for Maru. And then, so you do that, right? And then it's each a best of 2. If the map score is tied after 6 maps, there's 1 revive playing a best of 1 ace match. But anyway, Zealots now they're going to run in. That's a Thor being added on just for the carriers because, well, Maru does need more anti-air, but unfortunately, Thors are abysmal against disruptors. Maru trying to get on top of this one, will be able to target it down. And Maru now on the chase, thinks he has an opportunity, but the Colossus taking really nice swipes out of everything. And Zealous coming from the right side, left side, excuse me. Maru, he has to back up here, getting a little bit too big for his britches, but he thinks he had this opportunity where the interceptors are mostly gone. And I don't blame him for going for that. He does need to establish some level of presence on the map. He's starting to lose bases to MaxPax. The base on the right side, that platform base that MaxPax is taking, is a base that Maru should have. Technically, that is his. And that means if this map does go to a mined out game state, which it very realistically may, if MaxPax takes the base out of Maru, that is, what is it? It's about 24,000 resources on a map, something like that. So that's like a 48,000 resources lost buffer that MaxPax has to play with, where he can trade inefficiently and still be okay. So Maru does need to start breaking out of the map. He does need to start punishing this economy of MaxPax in a way that he has just not been able to. But now, Colossus move forward. They eat a couple massive tank shots. Nukes are not free. They cost money. I don't remember how much a nuke costs, but yes, it is not free. And by the way, I love that Maru is turtling down. Normally you'd see a planetary right there, but I love that Maru is turtling on his 5th base with just an extra orbital. More scans, more mules, always nice. But now Maru is a little bit more mobile on the map. He's realized that MaxPax is A, spent his recall, and B is on the bottom side, so he should be able to kill this base off. But any money that MaxPax takes from it is absolutely worthwhile because you're denying money from your opponent here. So MaxPax realizes that he does have to change his composition around just a little bit. This army, while strong, is not allowing him to break Maru down. And, well, I don't know about you folks, but if I'm playing a game of StarCraft from Elite, I like to try to end the game. It just feels painful otherwise. These Zealots, though, getting on top of all the tanks. Nothing to defend them. So that was 4 dead tanks there. Very well done. And, well, Maru doesn't even spend the energy to snipe the Zealots down on the retreat. He needs those for EMP. So the Zealots will get out. And here comes pressure once again for MaxPax on the right side. This time, tons and tons and tons of static defense. And Maru actually adding those Vikings in that he was not adding in earlier. Kind of interesting. I don't know if he saw that they were getting... I know he didn't see any Tempest on the field just yet, but maybe he feels that he just needs the anti-air, that his bio army is not really supplying for him anymore. As now here come the Zealots from earlier that were not sniped down, so they're going to try to get on top of this planetary, but a good repair is going to be more than enough. And the bio army from Maru on the left side is going to start to try to deal with this, but the Zealots, they find their way out. Instead, Maru, he wants to get active on the map. He needs to start punishing the economy of MaxPax. And again, he knows that there is no recall. So he's going to go find his way on the bottom left side, but you got to be so worried if you're Maru here. MaxPax's army can shred your economy. And realistically, folks, MaxPax can lose these bases. Maru absolutely cannot. Oh, wait, ghosts. Can we see this? Please, WTL Observer. No, we can't, but I think so many ghosts just went down. No, they're starting to fall. A couple of them are still there. They had to cloak themselves up. But that was, I want to say that was so many ghosts going down, and that really does unlock this position for MaxPax. Another warp in is going to be powerful indeed, even as these carriers are mostly bereft of their shields. But another orbital will fall. Vikings look to move forward, and they're starting to get some damage. That's going to be a dead carrier. There we go. That's nice. But now here coming from downtown come the Tempest and the Zealots. They move forward. Disruptor shot as well. It's not going to find much of what it's looking for. And while the supplies tell one thing, folks, again, the bank tells another story. MaxPax lost a base. He barely even blinked. In fact, he's not rebuilding the probes anymore. He's only on 91 now. down 10, and that just allows him to build a bit bigger of an army. As Maru desperately trying to hold on to this right side position, really the last mining base, full mining base that he has, and so MaxPax wants to kill it. But this position for Maru, it's so damn hard to fight into. But now, finally, I think MaxPax has all of his upgrades. I want to say that's +3 shields. The fact that +2 and +3 shields are almost the same color annoys me to no end. So yes, MaxPax, pretty much all of his upgrades, does not have all air armor, but you can't be perfect. And by the way, folks, the fact that Maru is still in this game after everything that has happened is kind of ridiculous. But disruptor shots, they're going to go out, and it's so hard to see what's happening. But Maru, that's the second disruptor. He loses the bottom side base, though. And while it's not as important from a economy perspective anymore, it's actually pretty important for the gas. Even if the minerals are not great, it's actually also pretty important from a map control perspective. That planetary there does deny pressure more into the interior, but the Tempest now start to shell away at this army. But the Vikings, they move forward, and the Stalkers cannot take the fight. So one Tempest falls, another one gets very low. This game was played this morning, but I am casting it live. So yes, Cardore. Maru trying to establish his turtle once again, but here comes MaxPax. Disruptor is not actually great target fire from the tanks. That Disruptor died before the shot went off. And I'd love to see I'd love to get a number on MaxPax's composition right now. I want to say he's like 2 disruptors. But now Maru, his first couple nukes have absolutely whiffed. But this one is going to, the goal here is not even to kill army, although that is always nice. It's to clear down some of the stack defense and allow Maru to start to get a little bit more aggressive, but it's only going to get 2 cannons, damage on a 3rd, and there are so many more where that came from, where it's still kind of hard. And by the way, we do have to point out, of course, that these cannons, I mean, yeah, they do damage, but really they are to prevent the ghost from going forward and getting really good EMPs. Disruptor shots, Maru still excellent splits, all things considered, and here he comes forward. 1 Tempest will fall. Maru now stimming forward. I don't know how many disruptor shots there are anymore. Vikings trying to get on top of things. Shield battery overcharge has been popped. EMPs, they blanket this army, and Maru is trying to win the game right here, right now. More zealots getting warped in, but they're choked behind things. How much army does Maru have left anymore? I don't even know. More and more Marines, they're starting to arrive, and here come disruptors trying to get targeted down. Shot goes wide, and here come the Thors moving forward. Maru is desperately breaking this position, and I think he's done so. My God, he gets it through, but his army is still incredibly small. It's 2 Thors, it's some ghosts, it's some tanks, but he has broken the high ground position, all the static defense that MaxPax holds dear, and MaxPax has to spend his entire damn mineral bank on zealots, on carriers, on disruptors, sure, but MaxPax does not have remax anymore, and Maru, he stabilizes, he can start to take this base, he equalizes this game. What a fight there from Maru. He got every disruptor down. He split properly. He got all the carriers immediately, even with shield battery overcharge being the way it is. And honestly, the economy is not horrible for Maru anymore. I mean, yes, we look at the supply and we say 43 to 84. MaxPax has had so many of these bases for so damn long that I'm not sure how much that 84 probe number matters anymore. And Maru, by taking that fight, he's unlocked the right side at least a little bit. This DT is not going to be able to do all that much because Maru has infinite scans, although he does get a tank. That's very nice. Now here comes MaxPax once again trying to punish Maru on the expand. But folks, there's nothing here. Now Maru comes stimming in once again. Shot does not land, and there's a second one though, and that's going to be fine. Whew, I thought that was it. I thought Maru had done it. Whew. But all right, here comes MaxPax. He has Maru's base in the bottom left. Like, that's the big deal. He's mined out the upper right. In fact, I think he only, like, in terms of actual mining bases, I think it really is only the platform for the most part, as now DTs take a decent amount of damage. This planetary will fall, but it's not as important as it once was. Maru doesn't really care about this position as much anymore. And Maru, by unlocking a base, I mean, look at the money right now. Maru not totally maxed out, sure, but he has money coming in. He's taking that extra base and then mule hammers for days. What do you mean, Gref? What do you say? Wait, Behemoth Dota stream. I have streamed Dota once or twice. I've casted WTL show matches, but Are you saying you want me to play Dota? Have you seen this game? I'd rather cast this game. This is insane. As a one of mine will unfortunately spend its load after the observer already goes down. But here come a bunch of DTs, and they're just gonna have to blink out. Ah. But now, okay. MaxPax has been able to remax. Maru not quite there just yet. Interceptors all released, and Medevac's a little bit in danger. But man, EMPs just blanket these. I don't actually know where that EMP came from, but now all the Tempests, they have been blanketed. And if Maru can, here's the thing. If Maru gets the disruptors, he wins this fight. If he does not get the disruptors, he loses the fight. That is really the long and short of it. EMPs from downtown. Yeah, Maru loses the ghost, but this army is without shields for now. And oh, Thor's come in. Tempests start to fall. 1 falls, 2 fall. Disruptors, they move out. And now there are 3 or 4 shots. You got to count the shots here, folks. And actually, with only 4 disruptors, only 2 shots. Maru maybe could have gotten on top of that one, but with armor and shields, those disruptors are surprisingly tanky. But now Maru is maxed out once again. Surprisingly enough, he used the Vikings to win that fight, but he hasn't gone back into it. And that may have been a gas thing. He doesn't really have a lot of gas. I don't know. But for now, more Tempests are on the way. I would love to see resources lost at this point. Like, honestly, it's got to be insanely bad for MaxPax. As MaxPax now starting to build his own, or kill his own probes, because there's nowhere to mine for them anymore. MaxPax has mined out so much of this map. And now here comes an army on the bottom left side here. DTs will scout this out, by the way. And this siege coming in. Nice CMP there coming in from Maru, but the siege from MaxPax is really hard to break with the cannons here on the high ground, shield batteries as well. Maru will be denied gas, which is by far the most precious resource that he can take at this point, as Ghost runs forward. I don't think it got the EMP it's looking for, but okay. Now Maru's going to be able to find his way onto the bottom side, and there are not a lot of probes here. MaxPax has not mined too much out of this base, so Maru should be able to take it as DTs arrive, and Widow mines, they kill off a couple, but not a ton. But oh, MaxPax, this is the problem though. MaxPax gets the Thor. He starts to deny this one mining base that Maru has remaining from him. So yes, Maru gets the base for MaxPax, but he trades one of his own, and I think this is a far more impactful trade for Maru than it was for MaxPax. Losing this economy is terrifying, and now Maru gets on top of the production, but fire returns, so DT is not getting quite as much as they would like. But this is the problem. Maru's about to lose what is now truly his last mining base. It goes down immediately. Tempests do so much anti-structural damage at this point, and Maru's got one less fight in him. He's mining literally nothing. He took that miraculous fight on the right side, but unfortunately he just had to go kill the defensive position for MaxPax on the right side where he was expanding into. But can he make this fight happen here? EMP's blanket the army. Disruptor shot is okay, but the army of Maru continues forward once again. Shot goes down, and that actually should do it here. Not enough bio anymore. Interceptors are still present on the field. Not enough of them have been killed. EMP's blanket the army even still, and actually, wait a minute here. Interceptors starting to go down a little bit more. Maru trying to chase this army down once again, but MaxPax has the ability to reinforce. He can build more zealots, he can build more of whatever he wants, and MaxPax actually, for the most part, is just kind of sitting here. One Thor arrives, but eat him on out of there, and Maru taps out in what was one of the best damn games of the year. In the upper right, folks, in the blue, he's down a game. He fought so hard, he almost had it. It's Maru. And at the bottom left, in the red, up 1 game here for PSISTORM. It's MaxPax. And man, I want, you know what? Let me just message Saratobi. Any way I can get the replay MaxPax on Moondance replay? I think he's gonna say no. I'm almost certain he's gonna say no. Never drink water while you're casting StarCraft. Apparently, I'm dead. Not as dead as Maru was in game 1. But in all seriousness, the fact that I don't even remember what happened in the early game. I remember Maru not being in the best spot. Yeah, his natural was delayed a little bit. Perhaps the Reaper didn't get much done. The Phoenix forced him back, and then MaxPax was able to expand across the map. Yes, I was assassinated by water. Yes. Okay. So I will then make sure to write into my living will that Kerbuki, real name unknown, gets Behemoth's standing desk. You're welcome. MaxPax, what do you have in store for us here? Is this going to be Proxy Stargate? Pylon goes down at the very least, but Warp Gate's on the way. So if this is going to be Proxy Stargate, it's going to be delayed. And I'd rather think this is going to be something a little different. Probably just a Proxy Gateway. But we normally don't see proxies of this nature happen after Warp Gate has been started. So actually, this might just be a robo. Zealot now is going to find a Reaper's in triplicate. So nice scout here for MaxPax. He will lose the Zealot, of course. But again, a really nice scout. And there we go. Okay, that's a gateway on the map. Second gateway being made back home. So MaxPax, it's kind of a fake Nexus. He is technically... He put one probe down there, but it's really... He's cut probes for the most part, building them now again to make sure he can get the gateways and the stalkers out. But this is a bit of a weird build coming in for MaxPax right now. So the Reapers try to dive in. They're going to not get one probe, and that's unfortunate for Maru, right? He does have 3 Reapers, and that is a probe killing number, but, well, he's about to have... Oh, KD8 charges keep him alive. But all right, so the gateway is done. Warp Gate is done. And Maru does not scout. He does not know that there's this gateway on the map. So let's see how much damage MaxPax can get done here. He is probing behind this, but this is a... Oh, did Maru see that? He did. He saw the gateway. Okay. And he gets the confirmation that that is there. So he's now well aware that what is happening. He doesn't know that this is 3-gate, but he does know that there's at least a gateway on the map. So batten down the hatches, Maru. You have to defend. And look at this. Look at how his defense is going to go. He's building concussive shells. There will be no sim. He knows that will not be ready in time. No combat shields. No, but you get enough Marauders and you slow things down. And there we go. That's giving me the Widowmine. Unburrow actually is really nice here. Widowmine is going to burrow down once again. Now Stalkers, they cannot find their way onto the high ground. Already one goes down. Another one gets pretty damn low. A second one. MaxPax micros it back one. That falls. Third one falls here. And this is broken. It's a broken play from the very beginning because Maru scattered it out in time. Yes, Adepts are warping in now, but the Marauders concussive shell is just about done. Maybe these Adepts are going to be able to equalize things. Three Adepts do one-shot Marines, but the Widowmine goes off. And the Marines, they're cleaning them up anyways. Marauders, they slow them all down, and here comes Maru on the map. It's just not working for MaxPax, so he's got to find some other answer, some response. It looks like it will be Dark Shrine as more Stalkers warp in, but with the Marauders here, they're not going to trade super well. One Stalker goes down pretty much immediately. Second one falls. Maru is not even caring about the Adept right now, at least not until his own Marauder goes down. Now the Adept goes down, and the Stalker's trapped in a corner. There's nowhere for it to really go. Reaper shows a vision on the high ground, and the Marines, at the very least, they won't be able to chase this down. But this from Maru's breaking this down super hard. Maybe when the Dark Shrine arrives, depending on how much scan energy Maru has, but considering the fact that Maru has seen no tech from MaxPax, it's just Gateway, it's just Adept. No blink, no charge, nothing like that. You can assume he's going to make the read that this is probably DT, something like that. Widowmine's into the natural here, but Maru being kind of annoying about it. Unburrow, reburrow. Widowmine in the main base. The boost is running out of time, so Maru will have to drop this off soon enough. Make sure the Widowmine, or the medevac actually will be able to get out. Widowmine goes off, and it's going to get a Stalker. It's going to get a probe as well. Very nice. Where's the probe in the natural, though? Seems like it did go down. Okay, DT into the main base here. Maru, his walls are not down. Or his walls are down, they're not up. And now a little bit of damage. Maru has one scan at the very least in the main base, and that's going to kill that Dark Templar. Was there a second? Yes, in the natural. And Maru does not seem to have a scan for this one. Oh, there he does. Okay. So, 6 SCVs go down. That's something for MaxPax. So he tries to fight his way back into this game. But just because it's something does not mean that it is necessarily going to be enough. Blink is almost done as well, but this pressure coming in from Maru. He already has Stim. He already has concussive shells. Combat shields are on the way. I wonder if MaxPax is going to be able to build enough. He's actually building a Templar Archives really quickly, even before his charge is done, or even started. That's actually really interesting. Stalkers do not want any of this smoke, not with the tanks here. So Pylon will go down, gateway will fall as well, but Stalkers, they try to find their way in. They think that maybe there's going to be an opportunity with the army on the map to find value, but the army now returns. They stem down, and Stalkers in the main base waging a fighting retreat as well as they can, but that's a recall that's not going to work out here. 3 Stalkers will fall of the 5. That's, again, not worth it there for MaxPax. But this is a MaxPax that is trying to fight his way back into a game that has been broken for quite a while. Now with Storm on the way, that is the timing that MaxPax is trying to build into. If he gets enough Storms down, maybe he can kill this Marine heavy army. But the SCVs are here as well. Maru sensing blood, sensing victory here to at least tie Onsyde with PSISTORM after the first best of 2, which is not a number that I had, but he's going to stem on top. He's going to see the High Templar, and he knows now that Storm is on the way, but also he knows that it is not ready yet, else it would have been cast. So, nice there. Actually, great feedback on the Warp Prism. So, High Templar, they can never go down. Maru denying and delaying the Storm as long as he can. Actually, Maru can target this down, but he's going to see exactly when it does complete. And there we go. Storm, 1.8 seconds. And now it's complete there. Storm actually lands on top of everything, but it does not matter anymore. Maru, he kills off 20 workers. The SCVs have fallen, but the army is dead. The production is dead. And Maru doubling the supply of MaxPax. He ties the series up and gets his revenge on the greatest piece. But folks, the story of this series was game 1. Like, let's be real here. That was miraculous. This was bog standard brilliance. Folks, on the bottom left in the blue, he is for Onsyde Gaming, the best player for North America. It's Neeb. And in the upper right, the GSL semi-finalist, one of the erstwhile four horsemen of Terran for PSISTORM, Gumiho. And yes, Krabuki, best player ever from North America. And as a Scarlet fan, that hurts me, but it is true. Scarlet won, I am Yonggang, something like that. Neeb won the won a Kespa Cup and won every WCS for about a year. So we saw a marvelous, a dazzling, a truly miraculous PvT in our first series. And what do we think? What's going to happen in this one? We did not see Data Seed on the first series. We saw, again, much shorter maps. But Neeb has long been a master of the late game, has long been a master of these expansive maps. Whereas Gumiho can be a little more aggressive. When he came back from the military, he started... Now, he's not the build he's doing right now, but he started this concussive shell opener. It's not a proxy, just an opener to try to catch the first set of units on the map and then punish that one from there. That kind of idea. That aggression, that punishing of the first level of scouting from the Protoss and then going off of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two players match up against each other. Neeb, again, master of the mid to late game, but a little shaky early. Versus a Gumiho that is a little bit shakier in the late, I would argue, but masterful in the early to mid game. By the way, though, take a look at this this Sim City here. It's kind of weird, where of course what it is, by putting that barracks, you're putting the barracks at the closest point to Neeb's base as possible. So I assume this shaves off about 3 seconds of Reaper travel time, which, you know, may it's like a Macarax or like the pseudo proxy Raxes we saw around Katowice without really proxying it. And because of course you can wall off with the command center, it doesn't really shut you down all that much. It does delay your command center though just a little bit, as the adapter will get recalled and will be able to get out. Loses about half of its life. Neeb has gone for an opener that we have not seen in PvT yet this evening. He's going Oracle first. It's not proxied even. If MaxPax is Chaos Incarnate from the West, Neeb is true stability. He's the yin to MaxPax's yang. Although if we want to go for that direction, as Oracle or Reaper dives in, but Oracle kills it off. I guess technically it would be MaxPax and Showtime would be yin and yang, chaos and stability. So now Adept's trying to chase these Hellions down as well as they can, and nice split there from Gumiho. Is able to dodge the majority of it, but Hellion trying to get what he can. It's not going to get a probe though. Neeb is handling this early game rather nicely, but there is a next level to things, as there always is. Widowmines into the natural here. Neeb on the prompt and ready pull. One probe gets pulled away, and well, Oracle actually cannot deal with this one just yet, but there is the revelation there. And oh, this one is a little bit late here. Okay, unburrow, reburrow. It seems, oh, Widowmine does not want to kill it, or Oracle does not want to die to a Widowmine, so 2 workers have fallen. Widowmine back in the main base. Oh, no, Neeb, okay. Okay, Neeb. That was almost his entire probe line. And a little too spicy there. Just a little bit. Yes, until the patch goes live, Hydras are for losing games, at least against Protoss. Against Terran, Hydraling Bane is actually pretty popular, but I don't think that... I don't know how much Hydra speed is going to impact the ZVT matchup. The big deal, I think, for Hydras more than anything else is they can split out of Storms a lot easier now, which will enable Hydraling Bane to be more of a thing in the mid-game. But anyway, Neeb is going Stargate into charge. The interesting thing, by the way, is it's not Phoenix into charge. It's just a couple Oracles that haven't done all that much. But this push from Gumiho, it's a bit weird, right? There's no tech. In fact, he's got +1 on the way now. Widowmines are going to try to burrow off once again. There's the revelation. And oh, I guess another worker. Does Gumiho have an armory? Neeb is reacting to it as if he was. Every time a Widowmine goes in, he drops a revelation. But I don't think I've seen an armory in production. Anyway, there's Stim on the way. There's +1. So Gumiho getting ready for the standard Terran timing. 7:30, run out on the map with, well, 75, 60, 50 army supply of Terran bio, and you try to break down the Protoss player right as your upgrades all complete. The Oracles, they dive in, and it's a 3-ical, so that means that workers go down pretty much instantaneously, but the lock-ons are very nice, and 2 Oracles died for only 2 workers, but maybe Neeb's going to be able to make something happen here at the natural. For now, though, he's not really doing anything. He's going to get a supply depot. Tanks now, they siege up. Adepts, they're going to be able to find their way in, and that's, I think, what Neeb is looking for here, but I got to assume he's going to cancel this shade. The wall is not... well, the wall is open. Monocle. Yes, it is now a monocle. I like that. It is etymologically correct. It's amusing. Yes, a single oracle is now a monocle. Although, you say it's not looking too hot for Neeb, and I would agree. That was a little awkward there. Getting that Raven without taking any damage is actually very nice for Neeb. And of course, he does have he does have his 4th base on the way. Interesting thing, by the way, also, Neeb went Oracle into charge, not Oracle into blink, which is technically to defend from Gumiho's pressure, but Gumiho's already got his 3rd base on the way, or on location. He went for a very quick 3rd, which means that this pressure is not nearly as scary as it once was, but Neeb's going to get caught out on the map here. This is a little dicey. And certainly without the Stalker's ability to blink, you don't really take this fight super well. Cyclone lock-ons are nice, but he's going to run out of vision, and it's not too much damage. Yeah, exactly. No. And it is entomologically correct as well, because oracles are not bugs. There we go, Kabuki. And now Zealot's going to run forward here. This is not a fight that Neeb wants to take. He needs more warp-ins. He needs his +1 to complete. He needs this Immortal. That'd be really nice. Ideally, Blink completes as well. But he's not going to have time to go for that, as now Zealots move forward. Nice force field. Oh, actually, no, these force fields they don't do much of anything. Zealots trying to get on top of the army, but the bio can hide behind the force fields. The tanks can as well. And folks, Gumiho seems primed to just run right on through this, but more Stalkers are warping in now. Folks, they don't have Blink. They warp in there because that's what Neeb thinks he needs, but the Stalkers without Blink are just not nearly as powerful. Blink will be done soon. but not soon enough, I don't think. Certainly not before shield battery overcharge is complete. There we go. Blink done in 5 seconds, but the overcharge already done. And this pressure coming in from Gumiho seems like it is something that Neeb will not be able to defeat. But here come the Adepts, trying to get right on top of the tanks, looking for some friendly fire. Zealots come in as well. Oracle goes in, but it's just going to get targeted down. This concave, though, for Neeb is rather nice indeed. Does he have what it takes to make the hold happen? It looks like he just barely does not. The Stalkers are starting to fall. The tank on the back line is still there. The base will go down. And now Gumiho picks up, maybe runs away. Maybe Zealots get right on top of this, but we're going to see the Immortal go down, and that should be the end of this pressure. But as I say that, second round of reinforcement starts to arrive. Widowmines burr up right on top of the Zealots, and they do tremendous damage, but not enough. And Neeb will be able to force Gumiho back, but he lost his 4th base, or technically his 3rd base in the exchange. And I don't know, folks. Some of you may tell me different, but I don't think that's a trade you make. Hey, Lulu Sharf, thanks so much for the follow. Yeah, I do like charge lot openings quite a bit, actually. They allow the Protoss to fight, but with the way this has gone for Neeb, I don't like this opening all that much. I mean, that force field is going to be a little bit better, but Gumiho just kites behind it. Now Zealots continue to fall. It's 1-1 versus 0-1, so the upgrades are not where Neeb needs them to be, and the Zealots continue to fall. Yeah, a bunch of Marines have fallen too, but it's the Marauders that are scary against the rest of this army. And, well, they're just going to target down Immortals, they're going to target down Stalkers, they're going to target Sentries down, and the Scan tries to get the Observer, but no Marines remaining. So there is that. Every time these fights happen, though, Gumiho just pulls further and further and further ahead. I've actually seen Chargelet Disruptor a couple times recently in this matchup. Didn't make sense to me then, it does not make sense to me now, but I've seen Hero do it a couple times, actually. Anyways, Gumiho, his upgrades are just about done. He's adding Ghosts into his composition now, which really does invalidate in its entirety this heavy charge lot gateway army, and there's just no tech behind this. Yeah, Zealots are going to get on top, but Gumiho's going to kite backwards onto the Widowmines, where actually they don't even need to kill anything. The Marauders, they still stand strong, and the Immortals, I mean, sure, Immortals against a heavy Marauder player are nice, but when the Immortals die like this, it doesn't really seem to matter. And Stalkers, they got to be careful. Blink backwards, nice job there, Neeb. At the very least, he does not lose any more Stalkers. And Gumiho, this army is starting to fall down just a little bit. Stalkers now trying to get on top of it. We do not have any reinforcements arriving from Gumiho, so he's just going to try to trade as well as he can. Picks up the 1 Marauder and leaves. Love it. He left 1 Marauder just to, to die, because apparently that was his destiny, but he does save 1. Before the I don't know why that looks so funny to me, but he sends 1 medevac, picks up the 1 Marauder, runs away. And then the rest of the medevacs, they just kind of sit there for a second. They're like, oh, okay. Guess I should go home too. What am I? Oh, he was actually, he's responding to this one fairly well, but the Unburr Rebur just always a bit obnoxious. It's a big timing buff for Terran Sinbug, but on the flip side, it is a late game nerf. So now, here comes Gumiho once again, and I would love to make this thing exciting, but this game has been over for Neeb for quite a while. It's just been how long can he be the zombie Protoss, and the answer is no longer. Gumiho puts PSISTORM up 2-1 here, and remember, Onsyde is fighting to make sure that they maintain first place position. They're fighting to make sure that they continue to have an undefeated record. In the bottom right, folks, in the blue, he's down 1, looking to get a little bit of revenge. He is for Onsyde Gaming now. It's Neeb. And of course, in the upper left, in the red, he's up a game, and he really dominated that game from pole to pole. It's Gumiho. Oh, you're talking about seeing things on SC2HL 1832. Kalaris tweeted the Katowice recap, the 5-minute video that SC2HL did for that, and it had the Blink Hero, Blink for your life call from Apollo versus Hyun, the game on King Sejong Station, which in my mind is one of the singular greatest caster calls of all time. What is it? Blink like your life depends on it here. This is everything. Such a good call. Especially when you have a British voice to do it, and it's such a great voice that Apollo has. But the reason I bring this up is because we had a very similar situation between Hero and Solar in EPT Korea last night. And while it was not quite the same stakes, you know, it was not at the end of a base trade, and it was not technically everything. It was just similar, small numbers of Lings and Mutas versus Stalkers. So I thought it was rather the universe does not repeat it, or the history does not repeat itself, but it does rhyme type of situation. So that was kind of funny to see that on Twitter this morning. Hey, TFI Danzig. Thanks so much for the follow. But okay. Hey! Wait. Why are you not a mod? Weird. I guess you just turned the badge off. Also, the fact that my girlfriend is not subbed to me on Twitch chat is kind of offensive, if we're gonna be totally honest here. But for now, the scout will be delayed. And Neeb is going Stargate once again. So, okay, you actually, your Prime Gaming should be enabled. So if you go and you see where it says subscribe, you click that button below me, below my picture, and then you click the text box that says subscribe with Prime Gaming. And then you click that button. Oh yeah, no, Kalaris and Apollo were incredible. But Kalaris is now an S tier host, and Apollo is running like the entirety of ESL tournaments. So, you know, went on to do bigger and better things. Cannot blame him for that career decision, as much as I miss him casting. I actually, you know, the big reason why I'm sad that bug has been there. We need to contact Amazon about this, Claire, because that bug has been there for like, since I tried to hook your account up to it, like a year ago. That or someone has stolen your account to sub to someone on Twitch. Which I don't think is the case. Anyway, Hellion is now going to dive into the natural, looking for a scout, but the Oracle is here, so certainly no damage will be done. And this is actually Oracle into Phoenix. So this is going to give Neeb a little bit more map control, and that was kind of the problem we saw in game number 1, right? Game 1, we saw Neeb, he went Phoenix, or he went Oracle into Charge Lot, but he didn't have any virtuous synergy there. He didn't have something to fill the role of the Stalker, which normally that is what the Phoenix does. Because, of course, he didn't have that. He was kind of run over. Was not incredible. But what is this drop doing? It's 6 Marines in a medevac. Something Bjorn has been doing as of late recently. Just the whole, you know what, I might as well build a couple Marines early. I'm going to have a medevac. Okay, well, you know, it's not that big of a commitment. But it can get some damage done, and maybe you find what you're looking for. Like, let's be clear, though. It is me that you're looking for. As now the Viper, or she's not the Viper, the Viking, trying to shoot this Oracle off, and we'll be able to shoot away, but does not kill it. So at least it's going to live to do something another day. But Gumiho boosting on the top side. He wants to get this down. Oracle's going to be found, and it's going to be maybe just enough. Revelation. Oracle goes down. Gumiho was playing really well, 1832. But okay, Phoenix, they run forward. Don't really get that much done. Gumiho was playing, I mean, he's playing lockdown. Getting that Oracle is fantastic. So now he's actually going for a bit of a Hero Marine push here. This is designed, by the way, to kill the Stargate opening. Where you go, you get Vikings, you make Cyclones, although in this case, it's not quite as committed. He's not continuing to build Cyclones and Vikings. And then you just have so much powerful anti-air that it's not something that a Skytoss or a Phoenix opening can deal with all that much. So Cyclones find their way into the natural. Devouring the pylon is going to be the very start. Cyclones actually, they lock on top of a bunch of probes to start here, which does give them a little bit of an opportunity, a little bit of a timing. Depth shade in. The Cyclones are going to get lifted. Stalker's trying to kill what they can, and the probes have to get pulled here. Is this going to be enough for Neeb? It seems like it will be. He will be able to make this hold happen. And to be totally honest, with only 5 workers going down, for how much that was a commitment from Gumiho, that ain't bad. That's actually well handled by Neeb in the extreme, and now his Phoenix are pretty much unlocked on the map. Yes, and SC2. I jinxed Gumiho for this game that happened this morning. This game that happened 12 hours ago. But okay, now here come the Phoenix moving forward. They're going to get the pretty healthy mules. So that's, if you want to talk about it like that, that's about 450 odd minerals, maybe a little less, that have been removed from Gumiho as he tries to build up. But anyway, now charge is on the way. And again, I do like Phoenix charge lot a lot more than I like just pure charge lot, because you do have that map control. You have that scouting. You have that ability to parry and harass that the Phoenix give you, that if you just go mass charge lot, army shows up on your doorstep, you hope you hold. And the Phoenix, of course, also they lift tanks. They lift widow mines. They lift the scary technical units. So it does really just give a lot more utility for Neeb at this point. He's already got his 4th base on the way. Gumiho is thinking about taking his 3rd, and he's taking it right now, but this is the 7:30 timer. At least, you know, he gone are the days, it seems like, for the most part, where you have that 3-1-1 timing, and you drop the 3rd base as you are... drop the 3rd base as you're getting aggressive. That build seems to be going more and more by the wayside, because it's either you go for like a 6-minute timing, so a minute and a half faster, like what Ryung was doing to Protoss all over the place in Katowice, or you actually get your 3rd base at a reasonable timing. It takes a little power out of the push, but it does mean you have more access to the mid game. And as Terrans and Protoss are starting to learn a little bit, wow, there was the time when Blink DTs were all the rage and Terran couldn't keep a 4th base. That's not quite as much of a thing anymore, and late game, it does seem to be a little Terran favored. Not a ton. Widow mines go off, get a Phoenix, very nice. Get a couple more down low. That's not quite as thing anymore with just how powerful Ghosts are with this with enhanced shockwave. So first of all, it's good that late game is getting nerfed. But second of all, that is, I think that's part of what is driving the builds from Gumiho or from Terrans in general. And the other one, of course, is the fact that Protoss players are trying to get a little more active, a little more aggressive in the game. So it's more about Terrans sustaining and not putting themselves in a losing situation on accident than it is about them trying to run across the map and being really pressurable. Okay, now enhanced shockwaves are on the way. +1 done for Gumiho. Actually, he's got 1-1 done here, but now here's Venus going forward. Nice lifts there on top of a lot of the widow mines, but on the back line, there are a couple more here, and that's going to have to be a little bit careful. But the Zealots, they eat a lot of these even still. Neeb, he can't take this fight anymore, but he will kill off a lot of... Yeah, there we go. He kills off a... Neeb. The widow mine was right there. You had it half dead. But of course, Neeb is advancing his tech further and further. He was up a base. Now he's going up 2. He's going up to that 5th base. Double Colossus on the way. Blink now just about done. Now that, of course, Ghosts are out and the time of the Phoenix is mostly done. He's got 2-2 on the way. Neeb is just really rounding out his economy, rounding out his tech for the most part. And now, here come the Phoenix. At this point, we're seeing why the time of the Phoenix is gone for the most part. EMPs blanket them as soon as they arrive. They can't really get much lifts. And yeah, they put a little pressure on stuff that's in the air, but it does not really in any significant way. Here comes a bit of an army. 16 Marines on a drop, but Zealots rope in for that one, and we'll be able to handle that for the most part. So not really much damage being done. Stars going forward. They get 1 Ghost. They get 2. They're going to get 3 here before the EMPs go off. And that means that Neeb can take this fight for the most part. Tanking the high ground, maybe the scariest thing remaining in this army. But now that is going to go down as well. Colossus have to find their way around a corner. So they're not fighting. Not just yet, but that widow mine to the right side also getting dealt with. The splash damage sorely lacking for the army of Gumiho at this one is one Colossus will get targeted, but force fields are really fantastic for that one. So Gumiho has to find a way to take this fight right here, right now. Neeb he's found the window. He's broken him in the extreme. 18 workers, 21 workers have gone down. Neeb equalizes, gets revenge on Gumiho from what happened in that previous game. And now it's all on Haas and Solar to ace send us to an ace match. I think that's actually not most likely for Solar to 2-0. Solar, the GSL Super Tournament champion, the victor over... No, sorry. Got reverse swept by Hero last night. In the upper left, folks, here in this final series, maybe. He is the GSL Super Tournament champion. He needs to avoid the ace match to get those 3 points. It is Solar. And the man in the bottom right in the red, he is Chaos Incarnate. More than anyone can truly be. For PSISTORM, newly, their new signee, it is Haas. Man, imagine if... I think this is Haas's first WTL appearance for PSISTORM, actually. I think this is the first week he's available. Oh, no, he played in round 8. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I was about to say, man, imagine if Haas 2-0s this in his, like, first week available. It's like, that is the greatest signing of all time. But is anyone surprised that we're seeing the gold base as the natural for Haas? I'm not. And yes, folks, I know you're all sad that this is not a cannon rush from Haas, but really, let's be real. Let's be real here. If we're talking about Haas cannon, that is low-hanging, low-tier fruit from Haas. If we're talking about Haas's insanity, a cannon rush is blasé. A cannon rush is every day of the week. When we watch Haas, we want to see true insanity. We want to see things that are so beyond the ken of mere mortals that I can't even bring it to mind as an example. So by going for gold base first, that does show us maybe something. There we go. Rubbo on the way as well. And Solar just sees that there's no natural. He's going to be assuming maybe that this is a one base all in from Haas, because that is what Haas does. But Solar is smarter than I even give him credit for, and I give him credit for a lot. He sends a link down onto their gold base immediately, sees that there's a gold base on the way, sees that there is a robo on the way, sees that probes have now been pulled over to it, and that should be pretty much everything he needs to know. Well, that's actually not true. He needs to see what the follow-up is going to be here. If it's going to be mass gateways, is it going to be a weird disruptor drop something? Likely. Given the fact that this is the gold base, we can assume that this is going to be mass charge lots and a warp prism coming out of the robo. We're going to have to see. An immortal to start, actually. Haas is on 1 gas. There's no twilight. So Lings try to find their way in. There's going to see that there's a second gateway is done. And 1 Ling will fall. Maybe a second here as the Adept tries to zone, punish Solar for going for the scout. And with the build that Haas has decided to go for, every little bit of unit that Solar can find, every Ling, every drone is important. Because this build from Haas, you can guarantee it is tuned to a razor sharp edge, and with the gold base, it's going to be even faster than it normally would. So 4 more gateways are on the way, 5 in fact. 1 immortal is out. I think we're going to see a warp prism. There we go. Single immortal, warp prism. Tons of gateways actually walling off the mineral line here, so Solar cannot counterattack with the Lings and shut this down as Haas runs onto the other side of the map. And okay, Haas is getting ready. Roachborn is not yet done. Now, we do have to remember, of course, Haas is mining no gas. This is actually so incredibly timed out. He has 0 gas in the bank, and he's not mining it. Normally, even when we see players say they pull off gas for a little bit because they're doing something, and technically they should have 0, they'll have like 10 or something. Now, Haas has this perfectly timed out. Peak efficiency. And with the Immortal here getting scattered out, Lings see what is happening, but the question now is whether Solar is prepared to start it, or to stop it. He's got a spine down. Roaches are on the way. Lings on the counterattack, knocking down some Zealots from behind, forcing Haas back just a little bit. And remember, folks, this is not the Marjorie. The Zealots do not have charge. And actually, the Lings, they're going to show up here, but there's... Oh, wait. Oh, there's a way in. I thought that was a brilliant wall, but it's not. Oh, actually, is it? No, the Lynx can't find their way into the mineral line, but they can start doing damage to the gateway at the very least. And now the Zealots are forward here. Immortal starting to shell away at the spine, and the Queens, they have to kite backwards here. Zealots, they're just so damn tanky. There's not enough damage for them right now. The spine is now dead. More Zealots arriving, and the Immortal halfway dead, but that doesn't really matter. But the big deal, of course, is the fact that at least one gateway is down. Now Lings are going to start to shell away more and more, not away, technically. But this army in the natural from Haas is, in fact, terrifying. The supplies are pretty damn even. And remember, the Lings are not on the other side. Drones are getting pulled here. This is Solar. He's on a knife's edge. He's got to make this hold happen. But the Zealots, they're still here. This hold position, actually, from Solar is fantastic. But the Zealots continue to get on top of this army. Roaches continue to fall. Immortal kites backwards more and more. And the army supply of Solar continues to fall down. He does not have the injects. He does not have the larva to make sure he can build the units that he needs. He's not mining off of his natural, and as more Zealots continue to get warped in, I think actually Solar had to give up on the counterattack as well. Yes, he did. Haas takes game one. Solar very disappointed. And now, Haas, one game away. In the bottom left, folks, in the blue, now back against the wall, trying to force his team to an ace match and give the hands over to Maru. He is Solar. His opponents hit him with a cheeky charge law, or excuse me, Zealot all in. He is Haas. No cannon rush for you folks. Not gonna happen. Sorry, 1832. It's just a low ground gateway. So folks, while this game happened about 12 hours from now, 12 hours earlier, lend your support. I need the ace match chance in chat. I mean, gate first cannon rush is a thing, technically. But look how Solar, he sent the drones all over the place. He really wanted to make sure this was not going to be a cannon rush. But, well, Haas seems it's just going to be a gate cyber opener. That seems to be the case at the very least. And there we go. No. It is Gate Forge. What am I saying? So this is actually going to be Proxy Robo is how this one works out. By going Gate Forge, you actually can get the Robo pretty quickly behind things. And the interesting thing, though, well, as I say that, there we go. Forge coming down. Solar does not know about this whatsoever. But, oh, actually, Haas misplaces just a little bit. There's the wall going down. And he's kind of preemptively setting up his cannon positioning. If the drones don't get pulled, okay, there we go. Now Solar sees it. Now he's aware of things. But Haas is just, it's such a long way around. Cancels things. And Probe now walling out just a little bit. Cannon will go down. Yeah, there we go. He gets the cannon down. He's trying to wall the drone in. But Solar cancels his hatch. He has the third one. He's one on the way in the third base. And this is kind of fine for him. But Solar, here's what we're going to see Haas do. At least as far as I can tell. And making any estimate of what Haas is going to do is always kind of a mistake. But I think actually he's got to cancel the cannons with the Lings here. He's not going to be able to get that Robo down. He's not going to go Proxy Robo. Well, it doesn't say that. Cannons are now here. They're done. Lings can't make this fight anymore. And he was not able to kill the probe in time. So where does this go from here? Roachborn on the way, coming in from Solar. And the power of these cannons right now is they prevent any circulation between the main and the natural of Solar. So droning that up is really hard. And yes, he's doing it. Haas is cannon rushing the third base. Oh my. You don't see this happen all that often because technically you can leave Lings out and there can be counters. But the Lings are on the other side. And, well, the cannons are preventing any more from arriving. And the Zealot is defending this. So Solar's going to get knocked down to one base. And as a Zerg player, I'm crying inside. As a lover of dirty, dirty StarCraft, I love it. There we go. Force the cancel. You can cancel the cannon. Oh, you don't even need it. Although, that's what Solar wants him to do. So he pulls the drone out a little bit. Looks like Haas will actually not cancel this cannon. His brain is 400 IQ. The 300 IQ play is cancel the cannon because you don't need it. 400 IQ is, well, don't cancel the cannon because the drone is going to try to expand. But certainly now. The Stalker now chasing it down. The cannon was canceled after all. And yes, the cannon's on the low. Wait. Is there? Okay. Yeah, there's a second pylon there, but looks like the probe will fall. The Zealot will go down as well. The Speedlings are done, but it is 4 minutes into this game. Solar does not have a natural. Even as he knocks down that pylon, he's still going to have 2 cannons to deal with. This is disgusting. This is horrible. This is this should be illegal. This should be patently against the law. But anyway, oh, Lings are going to target down the cannons instead of the pylon. But I guess there are enough of them that not too many of them will fall, especially with queens on top. So now finally, okay, I'm a little disappointed here. Haas could absolutely have blocked the natural by putting the pylon, the safety second pylon there. Unfortunately, he will not do so. And also, full undead. First of all, that is kind of what Solar is right now. And second of all, thank you for the follow. Lings will arrive on the other side, but there's a shield battery. There's a cannon. So Haas, given what we know about what he's doing, I would love to say this is going to be DTs behind this, but no. With +1 on the way, I'm going to assume this is going to be Blink, or this is going to be for charge. Something like that. Probably for charge, to be totally honest, given the game state. Yeah, +1 charge lot all in. Coming in for Haas after 2 bases, after he held Solar to 1 base for 4.5 minutes. He doesn't even, his natural's not even done. We're 5:30 into the game. He's trying to double expand, but as someone in chat rightfully pointed out, Solar's got this massive bank. He can't spend it on anything. He doesn't have the larva. 1 hatch is not enough to produce off of 1 hatch, actually, just because of how larva tends to scale. And now charge halfway done, +1 even closer, getting coroned out. 5 gateways are on the way. And Haas, interesting. Ah, he's doing it. But this is just going to be for Archons, though, because I don't think this is actually going to be for a true DT commitment based on how much gas Haas is mining. I think this is just going to be, really, he's going to get enough gas to probably warp in 4 DTs, turn them into Archons, and turn this new charge out Archon timing. As much as I would love to say that the DTs are for something more than that. DTs do, in fact, do a lot of damage. That type of damage you cannot fix with flex tape, actually. But here comes the pressure from Haas. Ling will scout it out, sees the warp prism, sees the zealots running across, and Solar should have some idea of what's happening. The difference between knowing what's happening and defending it is very, very different. Solar, by the way, has caught up economically just a little bit. And actually, I talked about how I wanted to see maybe even Ling Bane as the hold in that previous game. Well, there are now Banelings on the way dealing with this charge lot, because it is just a charge lot all in. Although, soon Dark Templars are going to be on the map. Another gateway getting added in. So this is going to be 7 gate, I think. Zealots into the main base here, and a couple workers will go down. It's going to be a dead roach here as well. And Lings, or the Zealots, they're going to try to scout around a little bit. More and more Zealots warping into the main base. Banelings get decent connections, and here come the Dark Templar. And actually, wait, there's no spores. There's 1 spore of the natural, and they're gonna go beeline right towards it. Baneling's just trying to get connections as they can, and they're going to explode themselves in just a vague hope, a vague dream of keeping this alive. And it seems like they will be able to do so, but 2 bases are not mining. DT finds his way into the 3rd base as well, and there's nothing surrounding this one. He's gonna try 1 swipe, 2 swipe. No, he's not targeting the spore, so not quite as disastrous as one might have thought, but still 5 workers have died. And they're starting to pare away at this army too. Spore burrows up, but there's nothing to defend the natural now. Yes, there's another one on the way. But Solar, his economy already shattered as hard as it has been from that start, from that cannon rush. Well, it's not getting any better. The Zealots here fighting well in the choke. Most of them will be evacuated out. And with 13, 14, 15... Okay, that DT in the 3rd base is getting far too... Or DT in the natural, I guess, getting far too much damage done. 18 workers having gone down. Solar, he's only on 25 drones. He's got some army supply, but he's not far enough ahead for it to really matter. Meanwhile, Haas, he's building Archons. He's got +1. This charge lot timing now is not... I don't know that it's going to get stopped. Solar will not have the Banelings that he needs to defend anymore, because he's pulled everything out of gas. He needs the mineral income at this point to start to rebuild some semblance of an economy, but that also means that, guess what? He's building drones. He's not building armies. 2nd strike against the GSL Super Tournament champion, and well, he may win that, but it seems like PSISTORM is on the precipice of absolutely evaporating the rankings here, of moving themselves forward, of taking down the only undefeated team remaining in the World Team League after 9 weeks, but they will not be undefeated after 10. Haas is the dirtiest player imaginable. Solar has his head in his hands, and folks, PSISTORM just fortude Onsyde Gaming.